What's cooking, everybody? I'm David Porkchop, and this video isn't going to have much to look at. This is going to be more of a listening type of piece here, so I do apologize for the stunning visuals, or complete lack thereof. But I kind of fancy myself as a cross between your typical YouTuber and Ed Wood. I try to do things super fast and super cheap if I can there, but with mixed success, admittedly, in regards to the quality. But yeah, but I wanted to throw my 2 cents in there about the WWE's upcoming pay-per-view event, the 2017 Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble match is my favorite match of the whole year there, and my favorite pay-per-view event on WWE's roster, even more so than WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, all that stuff there. I mean, they all have great things, of course, but the Royal Rumble match is fun because if you're listening to this, you probably odds are know what the Royal Rumble match is and whatnot. And I mean, it's not just the match itself, but it's a pay-per-view where you got other matches going on there, which the matches are going to be fun, you know, for the most part there. I mean, I'm kind of indifferent about it. I'm just excited about the match, the Royal Rumble match overall. And just wanted to throw my 2 cents in there about what I think is going to happen or whatever. But you're not going to, I mean, in regards to hearing anything new or whatever, I doubt you're going to hear much new here, but just going to get my take on it, of course. Yeah, this week we had Raw and SmackDown, and Raw seemed to be more of the thing that was hyping about the whole Royal Rumble bit there. SmackDown did a little bit, but Raw did it more to a point there. But why do I like the Royal Rumble? I mean, there's lots of stuff I'm looking forward to there. Let's see here. One of the things I like about it is that there's lots of stuff, and I like stuff. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, there's a lot of things there. Well, first of all, with the past few years, it's been kind of predictable. Like, you knew what was going to happen because the storylines and the leaked information kind of dictated that. So now it's kind of a wild card there. It's not really set in stone, you know, in terms of the story there. Who's going to win the Royal Rumble match? There's a lot of possibilities that can go either way, you know, depending upon who's there. And that's not even factoring in some people who are not listed as surprise entrants there, which will bring me to one grievance I do have with this. I'm getting sick and tired of the whole thing where the person announces they're going to be in the Royal Rumble. That kind of takes away from some of the magic of it, because then you know who's going to be in it, and then you have the amount of spots left, and you're like, okay, what are these spots there? It just leaves it far, you know, whatever. I mean, granted, yeah, I mean, it's not like the 40-man Royal Rumble where you have more people to fill in a space or whatever, or the Royal Rumble for the title or anything like that. But the point is, what they should do leading up to the Royal Rumble is have people apply. Show people applying to get in the Royal Rumble there, or it's not a guarantee whether they'll get in or whatnot, but on both shows, both of them applying to get in there and to get in the match. Even have a little bit of that in NXT too, you know, have a couple segments where you have some NXT talent going in there and applying for it, you know, rather than saying, I'm going to be in the Rumble match, you know? I mean, with the exception of somebody like The Undertaker or Brock Lesnar, that type of high-profile people, if they want to be in the Royal Rumble, they can say that. That's fine. But the regular people that you see every week, don't just say, hey, I'm going to be in the Royal Rumble match. I mean, who the hell do you think you are? I mean, hello, we got commissioners and GMs, you know? You should be deferring to them for that, you know? Just consistency is what I ask for, and a little bit of realism there, I think, would make it a little bit better. But NXT... last couple of years, we've had some NXT people, or new people pop up or whatever, like Rusev, not too long ago, popped up. Bo Dallas, obviously. Sami Zayn as well. That was basically his debut on the main roster, basically, last year. So I'm wondering who could pop up there. Samoa Joe, maybe? I've been hearing a lot of rumblings about that, which would be good, because I think his plot line is complete on NXT. I'm hoping for Ty Dillinger, even though there's all this talk about supposedly that, they don't want the 10 thing to catch on and become like the new what at the WWE events, but you know, fuck it. Ty Dillinger has been in developmental, quote-unquote developmental, for a very long time. He deserves to get up there. Although, I hope that he doesn't do, follow the same path as poor Tyler Breeze and Apollo Crews and whatnot there, you know. I feel bad for those guys, you know, but, hey, if Ty Dillinger if they can get him a good storyline, then what the hell, you know? Why the fuck not, you know? But I'll keep my fingers crossed for him there. Plus also, but in regards to returning superstars, the most high-profile one I can think of off the top of my head is Finn Balor. Whether or not he'll be able to return, who knows? I don't know. I don't recall off the top of my head any other superstars that are injured or whatnot that are due to come back. Eric Rowan is the only other one I can think of. He's probably a long shot at this point, but I would love to see the Sensational Sheep Man come in there and kick some ass. And I will go on record in saying that his brief face turn during that Survivor Series spiel or whatever, I know it was forced and whatever, but I like what they did with him. Kind of like the twisted, unusual genius thing there. I kind of dug it, and I thought that of the people that were not Bray Wyatt in the Wyatt family, I thought he was the most interesting, you know, rather than the other dude who looked like a sweaty mechanic. I mean, nothing against Luke Harper, don't get me wrong. Luke Harper is very talented, and I'm glad he got an IC title run and whatnot there, but, you know, I want to see more of Eric Rowan. I want to see more of that thing. Like, he's been posting vignettes on his YouTube channel. Check them out. They're really awesome, making some really creepy stuff there, so I'm hoping that when he comes back, it's just going to be glorious, you know? But we'll see what happens there. So I'm not sure. Are there any superstars? Let me know if you know of any other superstars that potentially have the possibility of returning. And also, spot number 3. Let me explain what I mean. Yeah, the Royal Rumble is all about numbers, obviously. You know, oh, all the numbers. Number 27 has the most wins, and the same number of people that have won at number 30 have won at number 1, or whatever. Blah, 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 all that shit. Okay, fine, whatever. Last year, number 3, AJ Styles came out. The year before that, Bubba Ray came out. So is number 3 going to be the new, you know, debuting superstar or returning superstar slot or whatever? Is that going to be a thing now, or is it just a coincidence that happened over the last couple of years or whatnot, you know? Well, we'll have to just wait and see. Let me see here. Also, I can't go without mentioning Mr. Kofi Kingston. How is he going to Kofi his way out of this time? I mean, he's done handstands. He's been thrown on the table and used the chair as a pogo stick to get back over there to the ramp. He's been grabbed by Rusev and thrown onto the that foam rubber part where the separates the people from the barrier, whatever it's called. I forget off the top of my head what its official name is. And then he ran and jumped from that onto the apron. Him using his feet to keep himself inside the match there when he grabbed Jack Swagger's boot. It just took me a second. I had to remember his name. Jack Swagger's boot, and hit him. And then last year, I have to admit, he did have it was pretty creative, but sadly it was squandered. The whole thing where he got thrown over the rope, and then Big E caught him, and then he ran around, and then he was, you know, grabbing somebody's drink and drinking and having fun and blah, blah, blah. But then in the middle of all that chaos with the League of Nations and all that stuff, yeah, remember the League of Nations? That was a thing for a while. Man, seriously, if you can predict the name of a faction by sarcasm, you're fucked. I'm sorry. I predicted that name sarcastically, and then when I saw it was real, I was like, oh my god. If there ever was a reason the face palm was invented, that was it. But anyway, my point being, they mentioned that Kofi was eliminated way after it happened, which I thought was unfair to him. And they didn't even have a camera on it to show it happening. They had to show it after the fact, you know? Because at one point I'm like wondering, where the heck is Kofi? You know? Not that I was expecting him to win or whatever, but, you know, he's one of the highlights of the Rumble for me. Every time he cops out, I wanted to see what was going to happen. You know what I mean? So there you go. Let's see. Another thing that I like about the Royal Rumble as well, in addition to having lots of stuff, which it hasn't been really apparent. Like people, I don't know if people really noticed this the last couple of years, but one thing I have noticed is that you see people interacting with each other, and you're going to notice this even more now with the brand split. You're going to see people interacting with each other who normally wouldn't interact with each other. I mean, just saying hypothetically, like when else are you going to see Kalisto, try to have a one-on-one with Brock Lesnar? Or when are you going to have Neville go up against somebody like Apollo Crews or whatever? Or, Kurt Hawkins going up against Seth Rollins. I know he's not going to be in the match. I'm just saying hypothetically. You get the point I'm making there? People who normally don't interact with each other, you know, are going to interact with each other. Also, James Ellsworth, is he going to be in the match? Is he going to go try to break the 1.9 second record that poor Santino Marella had, you know? I don't know. But either way, well, that's hard to say, though. But what about the cruiserweights? Are the cruiserweights going to factor into this or whatnot there? I mean, the only ones I can see factoring into it are Jack Gallagher and Neville. Maybe TJ Perkins, maybe Rich Swann, I don't know. But that depends, because they believe there's a championship match, of course, so I probably wouldn't put the champ in there. But then again, Kevin Owens last year, he had a title defense, and he lost, but still, despite that, he came out limping, and he was a hard-fought champ there until Sami Zayn got his revenge on there. Yeah. And who's going to be the Iron Man of the match? Who do you think is going to be the Iron Match? I got my money on Sami Zayn there. I mean, Sami Zayn had a good run there. I mean, he came out, he got his revenge. Last year, he came out, he got his revenge on Owens, you know, by eliminating him from the match. And then he kind of hung in there for a bit there, and, you know, until the Wyatts came out or whatever, and, you know, sort of eliminating everybody. You know, I felt bad for him, but I was like, wow, welcome to the main roster, Sami. Sorry about that. But he's doing better than some other folks that I was rooting for from NXT and whatnot. Poor Vaudevillains. Poor Ascension, man. I feel bad for these guys. Yeah, they should put me to write the show. Give me the show, or better yet, give me Main Event or something like that, where I can, you know, is Main Event even still on? I don't even know. I don't even pay attention to that, but, you know, give me the opportunity to build something with some of these people that you're not working with here. It'll take very little of your time there. You'll actually be able to build some new characters, have some character development, some plot on some of these shows, and then there you go, you know? Hey, I did a video on Damian Sandow about top 10 ways that you can utilize him, and I think that kind of unintended. I don't know if this was a coincidence or whatnot there. If it is, whatever. I'm not trying to take credit for anything, but far from it. But my idea for even, you know, one of the ideas I had, I threw it out there with the intention of using it for Sandow, but I figured you can use it for anybody. And the only example I could come up with at the time was Eva Marie. The Dosman Project, where you have somebody in a mask come out as a new character, interacting and having victories and stuff like that, and build them as a sympathetic person, but then you have somebody underneath who was a reviled heel that you're trying to build up as a face or something, or somebody the crowd's not getting behind or whatever, because people were just booing Eva Marie mercilessly, despite her best efforts of being trained by the Brian Kendrick, which I give him credit there, and she has gotten better in the ring, I'll give her that, and I'm waiting for her to come back. That'd be fantastic when she does. Where is Emelina, by the way? I cannot wait. It's becoming like a joke, but, you know, the whole thing is becoming a joke. I guess that's the point, but still, when is she going to come out, honestly? But anyway, the point I'm making is, you know, give her a chance to build credibility as her own thing. Have segments backstage where you see this person interacting with somebody else who's not her, you know. And then at the very end, when you have like a mask match or something, she unmasks to reveal who she really is. And then she cuts an honest promo. It could be pre-taped or whatever, where she's like, okay, I knew nobody would give me a chance, so I hired somebody to, you know, pretend to be her, so it was me and whatever. You know, play up the reality of it there and build some sympathy for the character. And then hopefully the fans will get by her. And if they don't, then, hey, you tried. You put some effort into it and you showed what you can do, you know? But, yeah, so then there you go. I mean, that's my rant about the Dosman Project, but you know, if you want to find out more about it, you can listen to my Damian Sandow video there, you know. But anywho, I'm just looking forward to a fun, exciting Royal Rumble match there, one where the finishes are going to be shrouded in controversy there, or whatnot. I mean, I feel bad for Roman, you know. Like, he was getting over for a split second there, naturally, but they just keep trying to do the artificial thing with him, and it's not his fault. He's doing the best he can, and I think he's doing better than he was before. His work is solid. His mic work isn't the best, but that's fine, you know. I mean, not everybody can do it all, but I think he's doing okay for what he's doing there, you know. And I will say that his classic figure, because they have action figures, WWE action figures that are modeled like the original ones from back in the day, like the old ones that had action to them, and the same scale and everything. His is funny. I love it. I actually want to buy it now, just for that one purpose alone. He's the only one I'm interested in buying. But, you know, we'll see. So anyway, the Royal Rumble. Are you going to see it? Are you going to enjoy it? Let me know what you think. Put it in the comment section. Put your feedback on what you think is going to happen there. It's just my 2 cents or whatever, and I'm not really sputtering it there. Do I have a preference for who I think is going to win? And then WrestleMania. I'm going to go on a long shot, and I'm going to say Bray Wyatt. Do I think he has a chance to win? I would hope so. I would like them to do something with him, but, you know, I mean, for a realistic chance of who I think has a realistic chance of winning, Bray Wyatt would probably be the only one I would say there, because everybody else I'm just kind of like indifferent about. Maybe Jericho, or Bray Wyatt, but at this point, just the fact that they got the unpredictability and excitement going on there with the Royal Rumble match, in the end, I guess it doesn't matter who wins, because they're moving stories along. Triple H is probably going to beef with Seth Rollins there to continue that whole spiel. And other people are going to start beefing with each other and whatnot. They're going to build all that along. Who's the Undertaker going to fight with? Who knows? So, here we go. So, let's see what happens. Catch you next time. Laters.